Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace. Throw your mistempered weapons down and hear the judgment of your moving prince. 3 civil brawls bred of an airy word by you, old Capulet. And Montague have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time, all the rest depart. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon to hear our further pleasure in this case. To old Freetown, our common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw him you today? Right glad I am he was not at that fray.
Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drove me to walk abroad, where underneath the grove of sycamore, that westward rooteth from the city's side, so early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood.
Many a morning hath he there been seen.
Oh, see where he comes? So please you, step aside. I'll know his grievance, or be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy stay to hear true shift. Come, madam, let's away.
Good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
But new struck 9.
Ay me, sad hours seem so long. Was that my mother that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love.
Out.
Of love.
Out of her favor while I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Where shall we dine? Ay me, what fray was here? Yet, tell me not, for I've seen it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more to do with love. Why then, oh brawling love, oh loving hate, oh anything of nothing first create, this misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms, this still waking dream that is not what it is. This love feel I that feels no love in this. Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz I rather weep.
Good-hearted, what?
At thy good heart's suppression.
Why such is love's transgression? Love is smoke being fumed by sighs, being purged, a fire sparkling in lovers' eyes, being vexed, a sea nourished with loving tears. What is it else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall, preserving sweet? Farewell, my coz.
Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong. Tell me, in sadness, who is that you love?
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aim so near when I supposed you loved.
Yeah, a right good markman. And she's fair. I love.
A right fair mark, fair cuz, is soonest hit.
In that hit, you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Dian's wit, and in that strong proof of chastity well armed. From love's weak and childish bow she remains uncharmed. She'll not stay the siege of loving terms, nor abide the encounter of assailing eyes, nor overlap to saint seducing gold. She is rich in beauty, only poor, that when she dies with her, her beauty dies her store.
Then she hath sworn to still live chaste?
She hath, and in that sparring makes huge waste. For beauty starved with her severity cuts beauty off from all posterity. She's too wise, she's too fair, wisely too fair to merit bliss by making me despair. She hath forsworn love, and in that vow do I live dead to tell it now.
Be ruled by me, forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties.
Farewell, my coz. Thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt.
But Montague is bound as well as I in penalty alike. And 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit? Thou art muted. Here, there, just click the.
But saying what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in this world. She hath not seen the change of 40 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think she ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon marred are those so early made. The earth has swallowed all my hopes but she. She is the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agreed within her scope of choice, lies my consent and fair according voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love. And you, among the store, one more most welcome, makes my number more.
Nurse, where is my daughter? Call her forth to me.
I bade her come. What lamb? What ladybird? God forbid, where is this girl? What Juliet?
Oh no, who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I have remembered me. Thou hearest our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age into an hour.
She is not 14.
How long is it now till Lammas tide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd of all days in the year. Come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. That shall she. Oh, Mary, I remember it well.
Enough of this. I pray thee hold thy peace.
Peace I have done. God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe I e'er nursed, and I might live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
That Mary is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter, Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor I dream not of.
I would say thou hadst sucked wisdom from thy teat.
Think of marriage now. Younger than you here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, much upon these years, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, lady, such a man. Why, of all the world, why he is such a man of wax.
Verona hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower, in faith, a very flower.
So what say you? This night, you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris's face, and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. So shall you share in all he doth possess, by having him making yourself no less.
No less, nay, bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris's love?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move, but no more deep will I endart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
What, shall the speech be spoke for our excuse, or shall we on without apology?
The date is out of such prolixity. But let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I!
Well, what was yours?
The dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep, while they do often dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you.
Queen Mab, what's she?
She's the fairy's midwife. And she comes in a shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atomies over the men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spinner's legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers, the traces of the smallest spider web, the colors of the moonshine's watery beams, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film, and in this state, she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. Or the courtier's knees who dream on curtsy straight, or the lawyer's fingers who straight dream on fees. Or ladies' lips, which oft the angry Mab with blisters plagues because their breath fleet beat tainted are. Sometimes she driveth o'er a courtier's nose, and then he smells out a suit. And sometimes she comes with a tithe pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as he lies asleep. And then he dreams of another benefice. And sometime she driveth o'er a soldier's neck, and then he dream of cutting foreign throats.
Peace, peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talkest of nothing.
I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and less inconstant than the wind, who even woos now the frozen bosom of the north, and being angered, puffs away from thence, turning his face to the dew-dropping south.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
Direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen.
Welcome, gentlemen. Ladies that have their toes unplagued with COVID will walk about with you. More light. You knaves, turn the tables up and quench the fire. The room has grown too hot. Ha ha, sirrah, this unlooked-for sport comes well. Nay, sit, good cousin Capulet. For you and I are past our dancing days. How long is now since last yourself and I were in a mask?
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, a villain that is hither come in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz. Let him alone. He bears him like a portly gentleman. And to say truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth.
But uncle...
I would not, for the wealth of all the town here in my house, do him disparagement.
Uncle, please allow...
Therefore be patient.
Uncle, he
Let
is in truth...
him alone.
Why? Uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to, you are a saucy boy. Is't so indeed? This trick may chance to scathe you, I know what. You must contrary me, marry, 'tis time.
Well said, my hearts. You are a princox. Go! Be quiet, or... More light! More light! For shame! I'll make you quiet. What? Cheerily, my hearts!
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this: my lips too, blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
I, pilgrim, lips that they must use in...
Oh, then dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus from my lips by thine my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Patience, perforce, with willful color meeting, makes my flesh tremble in their different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitterest gall.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary Bachelor. Her mother is lady of the house, and a good lady, and wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked withal. I tell you, he that lay hold of her will have the chinks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear Count, my life is my foe's debt.
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
His name is Romeo, and he's a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.
Where's Romeo?
Hey,
I
buttface!
haven't seen him in
Where are you?
forever. I mean,
Romeo!
we saw him, at the beginning of the
Romeo?
party, but now I'm not
Where'd
sure
you
where
go,
he's
buddy?
to. Do you think he'll come home tonight?
Romeo!
Romeo!
I take thee, that thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth, I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened a knight so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, dear saint, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name is hateful to myself because it is an enemy.
Art thou not Romeo and the Montague?
Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me. And wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place deaf, considering who thou art of any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings I did o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out.
They do see thee, they will murder thee.
I have but night's cloak to hide me from their eyes, and, but thou love me, let them find me here. My life better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I'm too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay. So thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond. And therefore thou mayst think my behavior light, but trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more coin to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardest ere I was ware my true love passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I
Swear
swear.
not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry. And I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear
Sleep,
love.
good night. This bud of love, by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, good night. Sweet repose and rest. Come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would a word to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it thee again.
Juliet!
I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse! Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night. I am afeard, being in the night, that all this is but a dream. Too flattering, sweet, to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one, and that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay. Follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
I come anon! But if thou meanst not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam!
By and by, I come! To cease thy suit, and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow, I will send.
So thrive my soul.
Other times, good night. Romeo,
My dear,
what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
by the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I loved thy company.
And I'll stand here still to have thee forget, forgetting any home but this.
Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his mother's. I spoke with his man.
That same pale-hearted wench. If Rosaline torments him, he'll sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman to old Capulet, has sent a letter to his mother's house.
A challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer his letter's master, how he dares being dared.
Alas, Romeo, he is already dead, stabbed by the white wench's black eye, shot through the ear with a love song, that very pin of his heart cleft with the blind bow boy's butt shaft. Is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why? What is Tybalt?
More than a prince of cats, I can tell you. Oh, he is a courageous captain of compliments. He fights you as you sing. 1, 2, and 3rd in your bosom. A butcher of a silk button. A duelist of the very first house. Senor Romeo, bonjour. There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit nearly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir. The slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio, but my business was great, and in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
Come between us, good Benvolio. My wits faint. Now, is this not better than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable. Now art thou Romeo. Now art thou art by art as well as by nature. This dribbling love is like a great natural that runs lolling. up and down, trying to hide his babble in a hole.
Oh, stop there. Stop there.
Thou desirest me stop in my tail against a hair?
Thou wouldst else have made thy tail large.
Oh, thou art deceived. I would have made it short, for I was come to the depth of my tale, and meant indeed to occupy the argument no longer.
Pray you, sir, a word. And as I told you, my young lady bade me inquire you out. What she bade me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell you, if you should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of behavior, as they say. For the gentlewoman is young, and therefore, if you should deal double with her, it were a very ill thing to do to any gentlewoman, and a very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress. I protest unto thee, bid her devise some means to come shrift this afternoon, and there she shall at Friar Lawrence's cell be shrived and married.
This afternoon, sir. Well, she shall be there. Well, sir, my mistress is the sweetest lady, Lord, when she was a prating little thing. There is a nobleman, one Paris, who would fain lay knife aboard, but she, good soul, had as lief see a toad, a very toad, as see him. I anger her sometimes and tell her that Paris is the properer man, but I'll warrant you, when I say so, she looks as pale as any clout in the versal world. Doth not Rosemary and Romeo begin both with a letter?
Eh, nurse? Both with an R. What of that?
Ah, mocker, that's the dog's name. R is for the... No, I know it begins with some other letter, and she hath the most prettiest sententious of it. Of you and Rosemary, that would do you good to hear it.
Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times.
Honey nurse, what news? Now, good, sweet nurse. Oh, Lord. Why lookest thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, then thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
I am a-weary, give me leave a while. Ay, how my bones ache, what a jaunt have I had.
Sweet, sweet, sweet nurse, come tell me what says my love.
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a courteous, and a kind, and a handsome, and I warrant a virtuous... Where's your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
Oh, God's lady dear, why are you so hot? Mary, come up, I trow. Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
Come, what says Romeo?
Do you have leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Now the wanton blood up in your cheeks. They'll be scarlet straight at any news.
Hie you to the church.
Honest nurse, farewell.
So shine the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen! Amen, but come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, then love devouring death can do what he dare. It is enough that I may but call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die like fire and powder, which as they kiss, consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in his own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow. Here comes the lady. So light of foot will ne'er wear out the everlasting flint.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
Ah, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air. Let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both and either receive by this dear encounter.
They are but beggars that can count their worth. But my true love is grown to such excess I cannot sum up some of half my wealth.
Come with me, and we shall make short work, for by your leaves you shall not stay alone, till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet we shall not escape a brawl. For now these hot days is mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of these fellows that when he enters the confines of the tavern, claps me his sword upon the table and says, God set me no need of thee. And by the operation of the second cup, draws it on the drawer when indeed there is no
Am
need.
I like such a fellow?
Nay, and if there were two such, we should have none shortly, for one would kill the other.
By my head, here come the Capulets.
For my heel I care not.
Gentlemen, good e'en. A word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir. And you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo.
Consort? What dost thou make us? Minstrels? And what make minstrels of us? Look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. Zoos. Consort.
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw unto some private place, or reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look. Let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man. Romeo! The love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason I have to love thee doth excuse the appertaining rage of such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy! You shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me, therefore turn and draw!
I do protest I've never injured thee, but love thee more than thou canst devise till thou shalt know the reason of my love. Therefore, good Capulet, which name I tender is dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, vile, dishonorable submission! Tybalt! You rat catcher.
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats. Nothing but one of your 9 lives, and I mean bold to make withal. And you shall use me hereafter to dry beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword out by the pilcher of his ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears. Ere it be out!
I am for you!
Draw, Benvolio, beat down their weapons! Gentlemen, for shame! Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince expressly hath forbidden bandying in Verona streets! Hold, Tybalt, good Mercutio!
I am hurt. A plague of both your houses! I am spent.
What? Art thou hurt?
I. A scratch. A scratch. Marry, 'tis enough. Where is my page? Go, villain! Fetch a surgeon!
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so as wide as a church door, but 'tis enough 'twill serve. As for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am peppered. I warrant for this world a plague of both your houses. Soon! Dog, rat, mouse, cat, just scratch, maid, dead, braggart, rogue, a villain that fights with the book of arithmetic. Why the devil you came between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I was thought all for the best.
Come, help me into some hospital where I shall faint. A plague of both your houses. Like if Mamon's meat of me. I have it, and Sally too. Your houses.
Oh, Romeo! Romeo, brave Mercutio's dead.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This begins the woe others must end. Alive in triumph and Mercutio slain, away to heaven, respective lenity and fire-eyed fury be my conduct now! Now, Tybalt! Take back the villain that thou late gavest me, for Mercutio's soul is just a little way above our heads, staying for thine to keep him company. Either thou or I or both must go with him.
Thou, wretched boy, that did consort him here, shalt with him hence!
This shall determine that! Ah!
Romeo! Away, begone! The citizens are up and Tybalt slain. Stand not amazed, the prince will doom thee death if thou art taken.
Oh, I am fortune fool!
Why dost thou say?
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
O noble prince, I can discover all the unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. There lies the man slain by young Romeo that slew thy kinsman brave Mercutio.
Tybalt? My cousin? Oh, my brother's child. Oh, prince. Oh, cousin. Husband. Oh, the blood is spilt of my dear kinsman. Prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours, shed blood of Montague. Cousin.
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo that spoke him fair, bade him bethink how nice the quarrel was, and urged with all your high displeasure. All this uttered with calm look, gentle breast, knees humbly bowed, cannot take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt, deaf to peace, but that he tilts with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's breast. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge, and to it they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them, was stout Tybalt slain. And as he fell, did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false, he speaks not true. I beg for justice which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt, Romeo must not live.
And for that offense, immediately we do exile him hence. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses. Nor tears nor death shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he is found, that hour is his last.
Come, gentle knight. Come, loving, black-browed knight. Give me my Romeo, and when he shall die, take him and cut him into little stars. And he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, honey nurse, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
O courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that ever I lived to see thee dead. Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
Oh God. Did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did. It did. Alas, the day it did.
Oh, serpent heart hid with a flowering face. Was ever book containing such vile matters so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace.
There is no trust. There is no faith. No honesty in men. All perjured. All forsworn. All knots. All dissemblers. These griefs. These woes. These sorrows make me old. Shame come to Romeo.
Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame. Upon his brow shame is a shame to sit, for 'tis a throne where honor may be crowned sole monarch of the universal earth. What a beast was I to chide at him?
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
I speak well of him that is my husband. Oh, poor my lord! What tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mingled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband. My husband lives that Tybalt would have slain. And Tybalt is dead that would have slain my husband. Some word there was, worser than Tybalt's death. Tybalt is dead. And Romeo, banished. There's no end, no limit, measure, bound in that word's death. No words can that woe sound. Where's my father and my mother, nurse?
Wailing and weeping over Tybalt's corse. Will you go to them? I will bring you thither.
Wash they his wounds with tears? Mine shall be spent where theirs are dry, for Romeo's banishment. I'll to my wedding bed, and death, not Romeo, take my maidenhead.
Hie to your chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I wot well where he is. Hark ye, Romeo will be here tonight. I'll to him. He is hid at Lawrence's cell.
Find him. Give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come to take his last farewell.
Father, what news? What's the prince's doom? What sorrow craves acquaintance at my hand that I know yet not?
Too familiar as my dear son with such sour company, I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips, not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment? Be merciful, say death! For exile hath far more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment!
Hence from Verona art thou banished. Be patient. The world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself.
O deadly sin, rude unthankfulness! Thy fault our law calls death, but the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law, and turned that black word death to banishment. This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture and not mercy! Heaven is here, where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse may live here and look upon her, but Romeo may not. More validity, more honorable state, more courtship lives in carrion flies than Romeo. They may seize on the wonder of dear Juliet's hand and steal a mortal blessing from her lips, but Romeo may not. He is banished. And sayest thou, exile is not death? Hast thou no poison, no sharp ground knife, no sudden mean of death, thou so near but banishment to kill me? Banishment, friar, the damned use that word in hell.
Who knocks so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me come in, and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome, then.
Oh, Holy Friar, tell me, Holy Friar, where is my lady's lord? Where is Romeo?
There on the ground with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he is even in my mistress's case. Just in her case. Oh, woeful sympathy, piteous predicament. Even so lies she, blubbering and weeping, weeping and blubbering. For Juliet's sake, for her sake, rise and stand. Why should you fall into so deep an O?
Nurse.
Oh, sir, that's the end of all.
Spakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her? And what says my concealed lady to our cancelled love?
Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps, and now falls on her bed, and then starts up, and Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then down falls again.
As if that name shot from the deadly level of a gun did murder her as the name's cursed hand murdered her kinsman. Tell me, friar, tell me, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me that I may sack this hateful mansion.
Hold thy desperate hand! Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou art. Thy tears are womanish. Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Hast thou slain Tybalt? And wilt thou slay thyself, and slay thy lady that in thy life lives, by doing damned hate upon thyself? What roused thee, man? Thy Juliet is alive, for whose dear sake thou wert but lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings lights upon thy back. Ascend her chamber hence and comfort her. But look thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back with 200,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse, commend me to thy lady, and bid her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto. Romeo is coming. Go hence, good night, and here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day disguised from hence. Sojourn in Mantua, I'll find out your man, and he shall signify from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. Give me thy hand. 'Tis late. Farewell. Good night.
But that a joy past joy calls out on me. It were a grief so brief to part with thee. Farewell.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, She loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly. So did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late. She'll not come down tonight, I promise you, but for your company, I would have been abed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no time to woo. Good sir, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
Sir Paris, I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, more, I doubt it not. Wife, go to her ere you go to bed. Acquaint her of my son Paris's love, and bid her mark you me on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday? Ha, ha. Well, Wednesday is too soon. A Thursday let it be. A Thursday, tell her she shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like this haste? We'll keep no great ado, a friend or two. For hark you, Tybalt being slain so late, it may be thought we held him carelessly, being our kinsman, if we revel much. Therefore, we'll have some half a dozen friends, and there an end. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone. A Thursday be it then. Go to Juliet ere you go to bed. Prepare her wife against this wedding day. Farewell, my friend. Light to my chamber, ho! Before me, it is so very late that we may call it early by and by. Good night.
It is not yet near day. Yon light is not daylight, I know it, I. Therefore stay yet, thou needest not to be gone.
Let me be ta'en. Let me be put to death. I am content, so thou wilt have it so. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is't my soul? Let's talk. It's not yet day.
It is. It is. Hie hence, be gone, away.
Madam,
Nurse.
your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
Then window, let day in, and let life out.
Farewell. Farewell. One kiss, and I'll descend.
Art thou gone so? Love, lord, I, husband, friend. I must hear from thee every day in the hour, for in a minute there are many days. Oh, by this count I shall be much in years ere I again behold my Romeo.
Farewell. I will omit no opportunity to convey my greetings, love, to thee.
Oh, thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not. And all these woes shall serve as sweet discourses in our time to come.
Fortune, fortune. All men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, then what dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, fortune, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Oh, daughter, are you up? Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for thy cousin's death. What? Wilt thou wash him from the grave with thy tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss.
We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not. Then weep no more. I will send to one in Mantua, where that banished runagate doth live, shall give him such an unaccustomed dram, that he shall soon keep Tybalt's company. Then I hope thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him dead.
Find thou the means, and I'll find such a man. But now I bring thee joyful tidings, girl.
Joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, I beseech your ladyship?
Well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put thy from thy heaviness, has sought out a sudden day of joy, that thou expects not, nor I looked not for.
Madam, in happy time. What day is that?
Marry, my child, marry early next Thursday morn. The gallant, young, and noble gentleman, the County Paris at St. Petersburg Church, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
No, by St. Peter's Church and Peter too, he shall not make me there a joyful bride.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself. See how he will take it at your hands.
When the sun sets, the air doth drizzle dew. But for the sunset of my brother's son, it rains downright. How now, a conduit girl? What, still in tears, evermore showering? In one little body there counterfeits a bark, a sea, a wind. For still thy eyes, which I may call the sea, do ebb and flow with tears. The bark thy body is, sailing in this salt flood, the winds thy sighs, who raging with thy tears, and they with them, without a sudden calm, will overset thy tempest-tossed body. How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will have none. She thanks you. I were the fool were married to her grave.
Soft. Take me with you, wife. How? Will she none? Does she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Does she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have wrought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Fie. What? Are you mad?
Good father, I beseech you on my knees. Hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage! Disobedient wretch! I tell thee what, get thee to church a Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Speak not! Reply not! Do not answer me! Ugh, my fingers itch! Wife, we scarce thought us blessed that God had lent us but this only child. But now I see this one is one too much. And we are accursed in having her. Out on her, Hilding!
God bless her! You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
And why? My lady wisdom, hold your tongue, good Prudence. Smatter with your gossips. Go!
I speak no treason.
Oh, God, a goodeen!
May not one speak?
Peace, you mumbling fool.
You are too hot.
Utter your gravity over a gossip's bowl, for here we need it not. God's bread, it makes me mad. Day, night, hour, tide, time, work, play, alone, in company, still my care hath been to have her matched. And having now provided a gentleman of noble parentage, of fair domains, youthful and nobly leaned, stuffed, as they say, with honorable parts, proportioned as one's thought would wish a man. And then have this wretched, puling fool, a whining mammet in her fortune's tender to answer, I'll not wed, I cannot love, I am too young, I pray you, pardon me. But if you will not wed, I'll pardon you. Graze where you will! You shall not house with me. Look to it, think on't. I do not use to jest. Thursday is near. Lay hand on heart, advise. If you be mine, I'll give you to my friend. If you be not, hang! Beg! Starve! Die in the streets! For by my soul, I'll never acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it. Bethink you. I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? So my mother cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or if you do not, make my bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll speak not a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Oh, nurse, how shall this be prevented? What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy? Some comfort, nurse.
Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished, and all the world to nothing, that he dares ne'er come back to challenge you. Or if he do, it needs must be by stealth. Then, since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it is best you married with the county. Oh, he is a lovely gentleman. Romeo is a dish-clout to him. An eagle, madam, hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris hath. Beshrew my very heart, I think you are very happy in this second match. For it excels your first. Or if it did not, your first is dead. Or 'twere as good he were as living here, and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
And from my soul, too. Else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast helped me marvelous much. Go in, tell my mother I have gone, having displeased my father, to Lawrence's cell, to make confession and to be absolved.
Marry, I will, and this is wisely done.
I'll to Lawrence's cell to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
On Thursday, sir. The time is very short.
My father Capulet will have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind? Uneven is the course. I like it not.
Moderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love. For Venus smiles not in a house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom haste our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone, may be put from her by society. Now do you know the reason of this haste?
I would I knew not why it should be slowed. Look, sir, here comes the lady toward my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That maybe must be, love, on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
Oh, Juliet, I already know thy grief.
Tell me not, Friar, that thou hearst of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no help, do but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently.
Hold, daughter. I do spy a kind of hope which craves as desperate an execution as that is desperate which we would prevent. If rather than to marry the county Paris, thou hast strength of will to slay thyself, then is it likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away this shame that copest with death to scape from it. And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap, rather than marry Paris, from off the battlements of any tower. Or bid me go into a new-made grave, and hide me with a dead man in his shroud.
Hold then. Go home. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this vial. Being then in bed, and this distilling liquor drink thou off, when presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humour, for no pulse shall keep his native progress but surcease. No breath, no warmth shall testify thou liv'st. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to paly ashes. Thy eyes' windows fall like death himself when he shuts up the day of life. Each part, deprived of supple government, shall stiff and stark and cold appear like death. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death, thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift, and hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua.
Give me, oh, tell me not to fear.
Hold, get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua with my letters to thy lord.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell.
How now, my headstrong? Where have you been gadding?
Where I have learned me to repent this sin of disobedient opposition, and am enjoined by Holy Lawrence to fall prostrate here to you and your behests, and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforward, I am ever ruled by you.
Send for the county. Go, tell him of this. I'll have this knot knit up tomorrow morning. Why, I am glad on't. This is well. Stand up. This is as 't should be.
Romeo, I come. This do I drink to thee.
How now, good sir? Hast thou no letters to me from the friar? How doth my lady? Oh, is my mother well? How fares my Juliet? That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body lies in Capel's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her laid low in Kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it you. Oh, pardon me for bringing this ill news.
Is it e'en so? Then I defy you, stars! Thou knowest my lodging. Get me ink and paper and hire post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived! Leave me and do the thing I bid thee do. Dost thou have no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter. Get thee gone. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. Oh, mischief, thou art swift to enter the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabout she dwells, which late I noted in tattered weeds, with overwhelming brows culling of simples. To myself I said, and if a man did need poison now, whose sale is present death in Mantua, here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. Oh, this same thought did but forerun my need, and this same needy girl must sell it me. As I remember, this should be the house. What? Ho, apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, girl. I see thou art poor. Hold. Here's 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison, such soon speeding gear as will disperse itself through all the veins, that the life-weary taker may fall dead, and that the trunk may be discharged of breath as violently as hasty powder fired doth hurry from a fatal cannon's womb.
Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any she that utters them.
Then be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty, but not my will consents.
I pay thy poverty, and not thy will.
Put this in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
Come cordial, and not poison. Go with me to Juliet's grave, for there I must use thee.
Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yon that vainly lends its light to grubs and eyeless skulls? As I discern, it burneth in Capel's monument?
It doth so. And there's my friend, one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long hath he been there?
Full half an hour.
Stay then, I will go alone. Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill, unthrifty thing.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh, woe! Thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will dew, or wanting that, with tears distilled by moans. The obsequies that I for thee will keep nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep. If thou be merciful, lay me with Juliet.
A grave? Oh no. Slaughtered youth, for here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence filled with light. Oh, my love. My wife. Death, that hath sucked the honey of thy breath, hath had no power yet upon thy beauty.
thou art not conquered? Beauty's ensign is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt, liest there in the bloody sheet. What more favor can I do thee than with the hand that cut thy own youth in twain to surrender his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Am I to believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster will keep thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim light depart again. Here I will stay with worms that are thy chambermaids. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss. Here's to my love. Oh, apothecary, thou drugs art quick. Thus with a kiss, I die.
Romeo! Oh, Romeo! Oh, pale! Ah, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance! The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable friar, where's my lord? I remember well where I should be, and here I am. Where's my Romeo?
I hear a noise. Lady, come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come away. Stay not to question. The watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Go, get thee hence, for I will not away. What's here? A cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. Oh, churl, drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. Ye noise. Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There rust, and let me die.
Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague, see what a scourge is laid upon your hate. Heaven finds means to kill your joys with love, and I, for winking at your discords too, have lost the brace of kinsmen. All are punishing. All are punishing!
Oh, Sister Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that while Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, poor sacrifices of our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. the sun, for sorrow will not show its head. Go hence to have more talk of these sad things. Some will be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.